Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each and every week we come and talk to you about all things Lorcana. I'm Matt.
I'm Malcolm. I'm Mehmet.
And I'm Jen.
Okay. I didn't. So when we're testing out the microphones, Emmett is always super loud. So I told him, okay, we're going to put the microphone over here so that you're not talking directly into it. First thing he says jumps right into the microphone.
I actually can't.
Why do you have my water? It's my water
This
bottle.
is mine. Anyways.
I've been
Okay.
using the gray one, so I don't know where the black one went. Because I think you took my black one upstairs.
Anyways.
Yeah, okay,
Sorry.
great. Just what you came for.
Water bottle discussion.
Okay, so we'll start every week. We start this week, how we do every week, with how we've been playing. But it's going to be a really short segment because we haven't been.
Because it was Easter.
Because it was Easter. The boys are involved in even more activities than before, so we're carting them around all over the place, so we have no time during the week to go anywhere. Our
Nope.
Sunday league wasn't playing.
Nope.
So no actual in-person playing. Been testing stuff on the website that shall not be named. But that's pretty much been it. We're going to have, well, me and the boys will have a chance to play on Sunday.
Yes. Not me, though, because I'm off on another work trip.
Yeah. And then it'll be set champs.
Yep.
After that. So, bang, bang pace. We are getting closer and closer to the end of Arcasia's Island and the beginning of the reign of Jafar.
The reign of Jafar. It comes out soon.
No, remember, it's the reign of Jafar.
The reign of Jafar.
This is the type of
coming soon.
this is the type of thing you guys are supposed to work out in our pre-production meeting.
We did, and he
Have a
forgot.
pre-production?
No, we don't do pre-production meetings. We just sit down and go.
He might tell us what we're doing today.
Or I keep it a surprise. There's a lot of things I don't tell them so that you get their honest reactions during the thing, during the podcast.
Which is sometimes good, sometimes
It's been pretty easy lately because there's been nothing.
no news at all.
Like we talked about, today we talked about Oswald, right?
We're
No.
not talking about Oswald.
Not talking about Oswald. Basically, only news is there's been no news. I think tickets went on sale for the China and Japan Lorcana challenges. However, you do have to be fluent in those languages in order to go.
Konnichiwa.
I have seen a whole bunch of top-level Lorcana players be like, can I learn enough Japanese or Chinese in the next 3 weeks?
I don't think that
Get my way through
Duolingo
it.
focuses on Lorcana.
So, how much do you really need to know? Like, what's your basic that you need to get by is the question.
I mean,
So, like, are they just going to put the table numbers are going to be in, Chinese or Japanese characters and you just have to be able to figure that out? Because, you could learn that.
do you have to have all Japanese cards to play?
Yes. You have to have either all Japanese or all
That'll
Chinese
be
cards to play.
expensive.
Not as expensive. Like, they're not as valuable as the American versions. The English versions are. And they are plentiful. Like, you can go and buy those at stores in China and Japan.
Sure.
Because those just came out within this year, right?
Yeah.
They haven't been sitting there forever.
I feel bad for the Chinese and Japan people. They do not know how bad Hiram is. Wait, is Hiram already bad?
Nope.
No, they get to use Hiram until set 7 starts, until they get to set 7. So they get to use it. Hiram just came out there now in set 2. And they'll get to use it for 3, 4, and 5 as well. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they won't get the full Hiram experience that you had at the beginning of this set. But they will have to deal with Hiram from Red Blue for a few sets.
Same thing with Bucky, right?
No, so Bucky is different. Bucky they errata'd. So there's a difference between a ban and an errata. So do you know what an errata is?
No. Yes.
Malcolm, what's an errata?
Changing the card.
Right. So they made changes to Bucky. They made him, from the 2 cost to the 3 cost. Took away his ward. Made it so you had to play a shift character on top of a character in order for him to discard. Those changes went in effect immediately across the board. The Hiram and Fortisphere ban don't take effect until they reach set 7. So
Because they feel like set 7 is where it got too powerful.
yeah, Bucky was just bad from the beginning and could be abused way too soon. So they had to make changes that would impact that meta right then.
I would just think that he would, that they would just have the normal version and then he would get changed in set 5.
Nope.
No. He's just going to be that way from the beginning. I don't know if the original cards in there will be the errated version or if there'll be something else.
Japanese and Chinese people will never see the absolute torture that English people faced.
You mean
Against
American.
Everyone else.
People, Japanese, Japanans, and...
Japanans?
That's what he said.
He said Japanans.
Okay.
Japanese, Chinese. Anyway.
All right.
None
So
about Japanans.
the only other thing going on this weekend is Ravensburger's special tournament that they're doing in Ravensburg,
Germany.
Germany, for Lorcana, where the winner gets a trip to Disneyland.
Paris.
Yep. Disneyland Paris. So there might be something that comes out of that. It will be really awkward if that goes through that whole weekend and they don't make any type of announcements. At worst, and this is weird because we're feeling like at worst it would be a card reveal because we're reaching that time. But that would probably be the worst thing that they could do is just, hey, here's another card. We're not going to tell you anything about Worlds or anything about future tournaments. Would actually end up feeling pretty bad, no matter how good the card is.
Yep.
Right? So here's hoping that we get some actual news this weekend. They are streaming that, so you'll be able to catch that on Twitch. But for this week, since we have no news and we haven't been playing, if you follow Lorcana social people, you probably have heard of Zan Syed. He won the DLC in Toronto, or he won one of the DLCs.
Not the one that we were at. It was one we watched.
Right.
So it couldn't have been Toronto. I'm thinking Seattle.
No, that was Luke.
Oh right. Was it Las Vegas?
I honestly don't remember. He
What
won
was-
one of them, and he plays pretty highly in the Continentals.
Yeah.
So he has a YouTube show called Club Lorcana, where they get together and talk about Lorcana every week. And what they did last week was actually take the judges test that they gave to the judges from the start of Atlanta. Now, the judge test had, I think it was 25 or so questions. We're not going to do all those questions. We're going to go over the multiple choice ones. They had multiple choice questions, and then they had questions where it was like, how would you handle this situation? Where it's like dealing with unruly people or figuring out what witnesses to interview and stuff like that. We're not going to answer those ones, but we are going to go through the alphabet, the multiple choice ones. And so I'm going to cycle through each of our players here. Malcolm, Emmett, and Jennifer. They're each going to take turns answering questions.
So do you already know the answers to these because you already looked at it?
Well, yeah, I had to watch the episode and grab screenshots of the questions
I see.
in order to put these together. So I do know the answers.
Got you.
I'm not guessing.
Hey, since we don't want a certain somebody who's talking right now to blurt out, why don't we just write our answers on a piece of paper?
Because writing down answers on a piece of paper is not good audio content.
No.
So we're going to go, Malcolm's going to take a question, then you, then Jen. We're going to take turns answering the questions. You're going to talk through your answers, and we'll
My
discuss
name's
it.
Jen Emmett, just so you know.
I know your name is Jen.
Well, you call me Mom. So
Yeah,
Alright.
I know I will call you Mom.
Would you like this microphone?
That's not a microphone. That is a pop figure of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
What if you turn his head around? It looks like a microphone.
No, I'm good. Okay, so Malcolm, the first question is yours.
Great,
Are
great,
you
great,
ready?
great, great. Let's go. How much
Can you be a Lorcana judge? So question 1. In a tournament, during a game of Disney Lorcana, which of these occurrences would represent the game being over? A. When one player reaches 20 lore. B. When one player must draw a card from their deck, but there are no cards remaining. C. When everyone is tired and wants to go home. D. All of the above. Or E. A and B only.
Definitely C. A-E. It's E.
Yes, it is E. Either you get to 20 lore, or no one can draw a card from their...
Or
so-
someone, one
can't draw a
person.
card from their deck.
Which
All
we
right.
call that decking them out,
Yes.
usually.
Yes. I did that to someone recently. It was pretty cool.
Someone did it to you, too.
Yeah, someone did it to me. I've only had it happen to me once. And
I've done it to someone
It's
once.
never happened to me.
I just had too much fun drawing that I didn't even realize what I was doing. Like, I didn't have to draw.
Everyone is tired and wants to go home.
I don't know. That sounds like a good way to win to me.
Okay. Next question. Emmett, this one's for you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Don't do that.
Question 2. Which of these is not a valid card type in Disney Lorcana? A. All of these are valid card types. B. Glimmer. C. Item. D. Character. Or E. Action. Which one is not a card type?
Be serious.
I want to say it's either A or B.
You have to pick. You're taking the quiz.
B.
That is correct. It is B. Glimmer. While they are glimmers, the character you're calling forth is a glimmer. It is just a character in card type terms. Glimmer is more of a lore term, not an actual card term.
Good job of it.
Question 3, Jen, this one's up to you. Which of these terms is used to describe the main resource in Disney Lorcana? A, gems. B, energy. C, ink. Or D, mana.
That's a Pokemon reference.
C is ink.
That is correct. The other terms are from other card games.
From other DLCs. Other
Trading card games.
TCGs.
I don't know what gems is from.
Energy is Pokemon.
And mana is
Magic.
The gems is probably Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't think so.
I don't
'Cause
think
they didn't do. My only knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh is really the television show, and they never talked about gems. They just summoned Egyptian gods.
They did talk about
Like
energy in the
Street.
Pokemon, so.
Question
Malcolm.
4 for Malcolm. In Disney Lorcana, what is the minimum number of cards that must be included in a player's deck for the core constructed format? A, 40, B, 50, C, 60, E, D, 70, or E, none of these.
It's C.
C, 60 is correct. Good work.
Well, Emmett, now hold on. What if this was for limited?
40?
Yes, that's
40
correct.
is the
And
correct
limited was
answer for
40.
limited.
I want to say something. What's 99 plus 99?
198.
That's the max cards you can have in your deck. Right?
No.
Why?
No. Oh.
No, you can have as many cards as there are the card microbot printed, because you can have any number of microbots in your deck.
Oh, you can't.
There's no maximum. It's just you can only have 4 of each kind of card.
Right, which essentially sets a maximum. 'cause-
Except for puppies, you can have 99 puppies.
And then infinite.
And
And then
microbots.
infinite microbots.
Yes,
so
so you can have-
technically infinite.
Well, it's however many microbots they printed, right? If
Yes.
you gather all of them, catch them all.
I can't
Well,
wait to do that at the next DLC. Just bring a bunch of
My
microbots.
microbot deck.
Good luck decking me out now. Oh, you questioned 20.
Oh, the game's over because all I can play on these microbots. Not great. All right, Emmett, you're up. Are you ready?
Yep.
Question 5. In Disney Lorcana, what is the maximum number of cards that may be included in a player's deck for the core constructed format?
Dang it, we just talked about this.
A, 60, B, 40, C, 50, D,
B.
70, or E, none of the
Maximum.
above.
Oh, the maximum.
In a constructed deck.
Just
Oh, A.
We just talked about
Oh,
this.
D.
No, we just.
C.
I am
Okay, what's the most number of cards you can have in a deck? The most, not the minimum.
What if you had
The
puppies?
most.
What if you had microbots?
188.
Is that any of
Oh,
those?
none of those.
Right.
We just said it was technically infinite. Like, were you
I
not
think-
paying
Can
attention?
I have another question?
You will get
No.
another question when it comes around to
But
you.
you need to pay attention.
Okay, your turn, Mom.
Yep.
Question
Ow.
6. When a character with the shift ability is
I'm
played
an
on top
expert at
of
this.
and is played on top of another character of the same name, which of the following statements is always true? A. The new character cannot challenge or quest on the turn they are played. B. The new character enters play with no damage or effects. C. The new character retains any damage or effects that were on the original character. Or D. The original character's abilities are added to the new character's abilities.
C is the only correct answer.
No, it's
That is
D.
correct.
It's D.
It's
No, it is not D. That would be awesome if it was, but it is not. It is C.
It is
I
C.
mean,
Oh my God! Could you imagine Cinderella?
Emmett had a cool idea for
What,
like.
she could sing 9? That doesn't-
Yes.
For a character.
What song
Well,
is
she can sing 2 songs,
I had a good idea for.
so she can sing her own song and then use her ability.
a double singer?
One time I had this cool idea for a character. It's Bucky. He has wood and his special ability.
All right, stop.
Bye. This is why we took away your
All right,
microphone.
get up.
No, it's not one.
All right,
All
the
right,
next
stop.
question is for Malcolm.
Yeah.
It's not what you think.
Oh.
Question 7. If a player has 2 characters with the bodyguard ability in play, and both are exerted, how must an opponent's challenge be directed? The opponent can choose either of the bodyguard characters to challenge. The opponent must challenge the character with the highest strength. C. The opponent cannot challenge either of the bodyguard characters. D. The opponent must challenge both bodyguard characters simultaneously.
It's D. Everyone loves attacking people at the same time. Okay.
What's the correct answer,
It's
Malcolm?
A. I play bodyguards.
That's true. Yep.
Yep.
All right, Emmett,
A
here
is
you go.
correct.
It's time to redeem yourself. Pay attention. Question 8. When a character with the Rush ability is played, which of the following statements is true about the turn they enter play? A. The character can challenge but cannot quest. B. The character can neither quest nor challenge on the turn they are played. C. The character can exert to use an ability but cannot challenge.
A.
Or D. The character can quest but cannot challenge.
A.
Yes.
A is correct. Next
Okay,
time,
so
let
here-
Daddy finish them all before you
Here's
answer.
actually the little card.
Emmett, stop. No, we're playing this game. We're not doing random cards that you thought up in your imagination right now. Thank you.
All right, Jennifer.
Yes.
Your turn. Oh, you get a picture one. Question 9. You have a Stitch Rockstar in play. You play a 3-cost character such as a Roly Hungry Pup. But you first reduce its cost by using your lantern's birthday lights ability, only paying 2 ink. Which of the following is true? A. You cannot exert the new character. B. Stitch's ability can be activated twice for the new character. C. Roly's support ability is immediately activated. D. You can exert the new character to use Stitch's Adoring Fans ability because its effective cost is 2.
No, it's A.
Yes.
Like,
I know.
the lantern is basically just ink.
Right, yes.
Like, just because you're paying 2 less doesn't mean that it's worth it. It's not like a... No, yeah, no. It's,
Like,
Wouldn't this be cool if this did work like this way, though? Like, how much you paid cost? Because, like, you
like
could...
Stitch would like double in
You
value
could like
overnight.
play them off of a Chernobog, like tap a Chernobog when you play it in, and draw off a Chernobog.
Only support abilities immediately activated.
It's helpful. Okay, Malcolm, calm down, buddy. It's your turn.
Okay.
Because, you don't know Roly's support ability? Everybody played Roly when he came out, man. It's like, what are you playing? Are you playing Roly? You know I am.
Anyway.
Okay. Question 10.
Oh no.
On their turn, your opponent plays Elsa, Spirit of Winter, choosing only your Tamatoa So Shiny with her Deep Freeze ability. Because it is the only character you have in play, you have in your hand a Fan the Flames action card. Which of the following is true? A. Tamatoa So Shiny cannot be readied on your next turn due to Fan the Flames effect. B. Tamatoa So Shiny will ready as normal on your next turn because Elsa Spirit of Winter's ability only chose 1 character rather than 2. C. Tamatoa So Shiny will remain exerted on your next turn, but may be ready by playing Fan the Flames, choosing Tamatoa. D. None of the above.
What does Fan the Flames do
You
again?
ready a chosen character. They can challenge, but they can't quest.
I think C?
C is correct.
C
You
is
can
correct.
ready it with Fan the Flames, it just doesn't ready at the start of your turn. All right,
Which
Emmett.
means you can't quest or anything with
Right,
it.
you can't quest, you can challenge.
You can challenge or sing.
I don't think
Right.
you want to challenge with
He can sing.
Tamatoa, but you
You can
Tamatoa's
sing.
a big beefy boy. He hits
He
for
is.
5 and he eats up a ton of damage. That's the
Heck yeah.
problem with him, man.
And again, you could sing like a big song, like if you were playing like Blue Green and you used Under the Sea with him.
Sure, Under the Sea, like even if you were stuck in a bad spot and like the other opponent had a really wide board, I mean, sure, you're getting rid of your Tamatoa, but he could sing, be prepared.
Okay, anyway, time for my question. Question 11, that's my lucky number.
It is?
All
Since
right.
when?
Okay.
Yesterday.
All right, Emmett, here we go. Question 11. During your turn, you activate your Mouse Armor's protection ability.
What does that
Targeting
do again?
And make somebody a bodyguard, or no?
gives them resist +1.
Resist
Okay.
+1.
Targeting your Noi Orphan Thief. You quest for 2 lore and pass the turn to your opponent. On your opponent's turn, they play and then along came Zeus, choosing Noi, Orphaned Thief. Noi is the only character in play. How much damage does Noi, Orphaned Thief, receive? Okay, so just to clarify, all right, so Mouse Armor gives them resist +1.
Okay.
When you've got Noi in play, if there's an item in play, he has resist +1 and ward. Noi is the only
E.
character in play, and they play. Why E?
Because one, he can't be chosen except to challenge.
That's correct.
Good job,
Good
Emmett.
job. That was
Fist
a trick
bump.
question.
Trick question.
All right.
And in a tournament, if you do that, which I do all the time when I'm not playing a tournament, like you lose it. Like you lose your Zeus card. You don't get to put it back in your hand.
Lose.
Yes.
Good day, sir.
That's why Emmett doesn't have the mic on. So loud.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Didn't I ask like, right
You
before
have-
we started? Does anyone have to go to the bathroom?
That was our pre-production meeting. We are a serious podcast.
Gosh.
Jen, you're up.
All right. Question
12.
12. Oh, no pictures.
Mary and Lily agree to roll a 20-sided dice to decide who goes first.
Or like Emmett, a handful of
yeah,
dice.
that's
Random
Twilight
dice.
Gray. Not all the dice.
All the dice. Anyway.
They decide that the person who rolls the higher number will get to choose. Mary rolls a 1 and Lily rolls a 20. Lily chooses to go first because she's not dumb. They both draw their opening hands and want to alter them. When altering their hands, where do they place the cards they do not want?
on the bottom of their respective decks, and then they shuffle them. But I don't see that answer.
So A in their respective discard piles,
Sorry.
B on the bottom of their respective decks, C shuffled into their respective decks, D in their respective deck boxes, or E none of these.
I mean,
So it's just the first step. Like, what do you have to do after you?
oh, the first step is they go to the bottom of the deck, and then the deck gets reshuffled.
Because you're supposed to take the cards, you put them at the bottom deck, then you deal out the number of cards you need to.
Oh, right, because you put them on
Then
the
you
bottom,
shuffle.
then you take yes. So this is commonly called a mulligan.
Right.
But so yes, right. So the step one, so you take those cards you don't want, you put them on the bottom of your deck, you re-deal out the ones that you do want. You better wash your hands, sir.
I did.
Why do you ask that? Anyway.
Don't go in front of the camera. Oh my God, this kid. So the next step would be putting them on the bottom of the deck. And then the second step would be deal out however many cards you put on the bottom, and then you reshuffle.
That is correct.
So
Slightly tired. Up late last night, ordering Switch 2s.
switch to.
Wait, switch to.
All right, Malcolm, your turn.
Don't worry about it. Malcolm, your turn. Question 13. In the question above, after altering their opening hands, how many cards should Mary have in her hand at the beginning of her main phase? A, 6, B, 7, C, 8.
So after the mulligan,
None of the above.
how many should?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
7.
That's an easy question.
I mean, you could, depending on what they're calling the main phase, this I'm not sure on, I didn't.
I would
Pull
think
it
it's
up.
at the beginning of her main phase, so before she.
So her main phase could be ready, set, draw, that in your main phase.
But isn't Mary the first player?
No. Mary's the second player.
Oh, well.
So, but I would think the main phase is ready, set, draw. So the beginning would
Ready,
be
set,
before
draw,
she drew.
then you're in your main phase.
Oh, so yeah, that's.
8.
Well, so
So
which one is it? You
it's
said you
8.
watched it. It
It's
is.
8, yeah.
Oh. Then why'd you say he was right with 7?
Because he was thinking about the way he was. I was referring to the way he was answering it. That it's before she even does anything. But the main phase is after you've ready, set, draw.
Okay,
Yes,
so
8.
then she would have 8.
I
because
didn't
she
realize
drew.
Mary was going second.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was called the main phase.
Yeah.
Ready, that it was after ready, set, draw.
My turn.
All right.
Okay,
Emmett,
but you
ready?
understand that, Emmett?
Yeah.
All right. Question 14. On her turn, Lily has 2 characters in play. Queen of Hearts, Wonderland Empress, and Gaston, Arrogant Hunter. She chooses to quest with Queen of Hearts, Wonderland Empress, activating its All Ways Are My Ways ability. Based on the current state of the game, how much lore can Lily gain by questing with Gaston, Arrogant Hunter? So her thing is that whenever this character quests, another villain character gets +1 lore this turn.
None of these.
Why?
Because he has Reckless.
That's correct. He
Oh,
has
good.
Reckless, so he
Yeah.
cannot quest unless there is a character. And there are abilities that allow Reckless characters to quest, but he still cannot quest because he is Reckless.
Good
Just
job,
because he's
Emmett.
been given 1 lore does not mean he can automatically quest.
Good job, Emmett. I would have got that wrong.
All right.
They should
Malcolm.
they should make.
It's my turn!
I'm sorry,
Wait,
Jennifer.
okay. I have an idea. They should make a Reckless card that has like 5 lore. And so he can't
And he's
quest
Yeah.
except if like you use like dive bomb or whatever it is.
Sure, right. Okay, next question. During their game, Lily controls a Queen of Hearts, sensing weakness, which she plays by shifting it on top of Queen of Hearts, Wonderland Empress. Her opponent, Mary, on her turn plays Hades, Infernal Schemer, choosing Lily's Queen of Hearts, sensing weakness as the target of Hades' ability. How
2.
much ink should we...
Sorry.
You have to let me finish the question.
Sorry.
How much ink should be added to Lily's inkwell after the effect of Hades' Infernal Schemer's ability has resolved?
Okay, A is 0, B is 1, C is 2, D is 3, E is none of the
I
above.
wasn't gonna bother.
The answer is 2 because when you shift it on, if there's any ability where it gets discarded or put in your inkwell or put back in your hand, both of them happen.
I wasn't gonna bother reading the multiple choices since you shouted out the answer already.
Answer is 2. I'm used to answering quick with trivia. I think of this as trivia.
It's not trivia, it's a test.
Yeah, I take tests really fast too.
You literally tell your students to
No.
make sure they read all the instructions before they start the test.
And what did you tell
And
me
to
right
read
before I
through
went
all
to
the
school
questions.
today?
Yeah, I did.
Anyways.
Like you literally told your kids and your students to read everything first.
That's true. Stop playing with the water bottle like that.
All right. I think that's the last one.
So,
Question 16. In their next game, Mary controls 2 characters, Grammatala, Storyteller, and Dr. Facilier, Agent Provocateur. They are both exerted. On Lily's turn, she plays Maui, hero to all, immediately using him to challenge Grammatala, Storyteller. As a result of the challenge, Maui, hero to all, receives 1 damage, and Grammatala, Storyteller, is banished. Which describes a legal destination that Mary could choose for the Grammatala, Storyteller card after it's banished? Could it be, number 1, returned to Mary's hand, 2, placed into Mary's inkwell face down exerted, or 3, into Mary's discard pile? Now, before you answer, do you guys know what the abilities on these cards are?
I know what Grammatala is.
Me
I don't know what
So
Dr.
Grammatala, when she's banished, you may put her into your inkwell face down and exerted.
you may.
Dr. Facilier, when a character is banished, you may return that character card to your hand. So, having that knowledge now, which of these possibilities can
Grammatala's
they do?
May? Mm-hmm. Okay, then
And
D.
Dr. Facilier is also may.
Right. So, which of these options can she do?
Wait, Dr. Facilier. What, can you read Dr. Facilier's again?
When a character is banished in the challenge, you may return that character to your hand.
Any character?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any of your.
Also, why is Mary playing Sapphire Amethyst?
Blurple can be
Oh,
fun.
that's Blurple. Never mind. I didn't realize that. D.
Wait, wasn't
It could
Bailey
be
just,
all 3.
wait, wasn't Bailey like playing a yellow card for the
I don't know.
Wait,
Anyway,
yeah.
Dad, is it D? Is it all 3?
It is D. It is all 3. Yes. That is correct. Oh, I do have one more question. I'm sorry.
All right, Emmett.
So, question
I know
17.
the answer to this.
Malik has 1 character in play, Prince John, greediest of all. He has 3 cards in hand, including a whole new world. His opponent, Kevin, has 4 cards in his hand. Malik plays a whole new world, which, when all relevant abilities and effects are resolved and the bag is empty, which of the following are a possible legal number of cards that Malik could have in his hand based on the choices available to each player? 7, 9, or 11. Now, Prince John's ability is when your opponent discards a card, you may draw a card. Let me make sure I read that fully here because it's whenever your opponent discards 1 or more cards, you may draw a card for each card discarded, is the way it is worded. So your choices are that he could either have 7 cards in his hand, 9 cards in his hand, or 11 cards in his hand.
And again, this is a may.
So it's a may to draw it. May to draw off of the discard.
See, this. I feel like this one's tricky.
I want to say
So out of the 3 options, which ones could he possibly legally have? 7, 9,
I'm trying.
Or
I'm
11.
thinking, Malcolm.
I'm telling you to put your head up.
Why? He's thinking. So why don't you say out loud your thoughts so everyone at home can hear your thoughts on it?
I want to say it's A
Why?
because it's already a May. I'm going with A.
Well, it's May, so
It's May, that means-
which
so
things
here-
are possible.
But so here's my question. So does his ability and the whole new world's ability both go into the bag at the same time? And does the player get to choose the order of that?
So
Because I thought that whole new world was both people have to discard and then you draw cards. So does that mean that
you would resolve the card fully first before doing any other triggers after it.
well, do you mean so the Prince John trigger could happen first, or you have
No.
to? So you have to fully okay. So basically, you have to fully resolve. So listen, Emmett, you have to fully resolve a whole new world. What does a whole new world do?
Everybody discards their hand and draws 7 new cards.
And then And then it says, and then what? And then so dad says that you have to resolve that first, and then you can do Prince John's ability. So what's Prince John's ability again?
Every time someone discards, oh yeah, it's what it's a.
No, it's not, Emmett. Emmett. So they discarded their hand.
Okay.
What is Prince John's ability?
Oh, whenever you discard.
Whenever your opponent
discards a card, you draw a card.
And that happens after a whole new world is complete.
How many times do they discard a card in Whole New World if they have 4 cards in their hands?
7. Oh, 4.
So how many? So
9. No, 11.
But because it's May, they can do up to that many. What are the legal answers?
C.
both 1 and 3 is what he means. Both 7 and 11
because
is
you
what
have
he means.
to do it for all.
Yes. So the way
Okay.
Prince John is worded, you cannot choose. If I discard 4 cards, you can't just decide I'm only going to draw 1.
Did you guys
You have to
really
draw
have
4.
yell at me?
We weren't yelling. Like the voice, how loud we were speaking is how loud you normally speak.
Like they're trying to make sure you understand, buddy. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
But does that make sense now? Is that okay?
So
Because I didn't know that either. I wasn't sure.
the answer is C, both 1 and 3. 2 is not a possibility. He can't have 9 cards left in his hand. If he chooses to draw off of the discard from the Whole New World, then he would draw 4 cards. He can't choose to draw less, the way it's worded.
Now, question, Emmett. What would happen if he had a exerted Diablo out there?
Then he would draw.
What's the maximum number he could have?
Diablo's a May, right?
Yes.
Diablo's a May.
So he
So
could
Diablo is different. Diablo, you can choose how many you want to draw.
Yes.
So that means
either
that-
7, 11, or 18.
7, 11, 14.
Where does 18 come from?
Because he could draw the 4 cards from the Prince John,
And then
the 7 cards from Whole New
Oh.
World, 7 more cards from Diablo.
I
He could-
said
so-
instead.
Oh, instead. Oh, yeah.
I said
that would be
instead.
four.
But yeah,
So
if he had
either
both an exerted Diablo and a Prince John, then you're right. It could
7,
be
11,
up to
14, or 18.
Well, actually,
14?
no. Actually, no. Because if he's playing the Whole New World, which is what happened in this case, he played the Whole New World himself, so it's his turn, not your
Oh,
opponent's turn, so
okay.
Diablo wouldn't activate.
Okay.
I thought it activated at all times when he's
No.
exerted.
No, just on the opponent's side.
Okay.
Because that would be too crazy, because then people would play Whole New World with Diablo all the time, because then you play 7, and then you draw 14, right? You play Whole New World and you draw 14 cards.
I just could have swore it's been played against me like that before, so.
Anyway. Mom, ready for your final?
Oh, there is one more question.
No!
For some reason I thought there was one last one.
Is this the new Bucky?
No, this is old Bucky. Okay.
Oh, because this was before Atlanta.
Yes. In their next game, Malik controls a
It's
Bucky.
Malik. It might be Malik, but I don't know. All of my students say Malik.
He
Don't get
controls a
very
Bucky,
crazy.
Squirrel Squeak Tutor. His opponent, Kevin, controls a Merlin Rabbit with 2 damage. Kevin has no cards in hand. Malik, on his turn, plays a Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. Based on the scenario as described, which of the following statements is false? Tinkerbell's ability will cause Merlin Rabbit to be banished, triggering Merlin's ability. No matter what choices Malik makes, he cannot cause Kevin to discard the card he draws from Merlin's ability. Malik can
What?
choose the order in which he resolves Tinkerbell and Bucky's respective abilities. Even if Kevin chooses to draw
I
a card
see.
from Merlin Rabbit's ability, he will have to discard it due to Bucky's triggered ability.
Who? Okay, so if you guys don't understand, so when Tinkerbell is played, everybody gets 1 damage. He already had 2 damage on him, so Merlin goes away. And when Merlin goes away, you draw a card.
But
I feel like they both go in the bag, and you get to choose which one goes first.
In my opinion, I think it's
Well,
Is that
So the opponent...
the opponent? Well, but that's the thing is, do you get to choose, or probably the opponent chooses, right?
So if it's your turn,
If it's your turn, you choose, right?
both things win in the bag, right? The ability for Bucky to trigger, and then the ability for Rabbit to draw a card. However, you have to think of it as like a stack inside the bag, and you have to do your stack first. So since it's your turn, you have to do Bucky's ability first before you let your opponent do their ability.
Just like
I
if
see.
you
Right,
put a
right.
Be prepared with 2 goats on the
Got
side.
you.
Be prepared. Your goat would go in before that.
So, in other words, Bucky's ability has to happen first before Merlin's ability because it's actually 2 separate bags.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so and it's always the opponent on play's bag has to be emptied first.
Right. If you give them the bag back, they're going to say, oh, well, I guess I don't need this other stuff that you left in here. This stuff's all gone. I'm going to throw it out and I'll just do my stuff.
Sure. Okay. So, in other words, that you would not have to. Right. So, it would be B then.
Well, so they're saying which one is false.
Oh, which one is false?
So
Tinkerbell's ability will cause Merlin to be banished, which is correct. No matter what choices Malik makes, he cannot cause Kevin to discard. He cannot make him discard the card. That is also true. Malik can choose the order in which he resolves Tinkerbell and Bucky. That is true.
yes.
So then, even if Kevin chooses to draw a card for Merlin, Rabbit's ability, he will have to discard it due to Bucky's triggered ability. That one is the false one.
False.
Right.
True or false?
I still have more. Okay, Malcolm, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Question 19. Later in the game, Malik controls 3 characters total. 2 Beast Tragic Heroes and 1 Beast Relentless.
Said
All
by
beasts. All right? All are ready and have no damage. Kevin controls 1 character, Alice, Tea Alchemist. On Kevin's turn, he activates Alice's Curiouser and Curiouser ability, choosing Malik's Beast Tragic Hero. Assuming nothing else occurs, how many of Malik's characters will be exerted at the end of Kevin's turn? So, the Tea Alchemist is you exert her, and then you can exert chosen opposing character and any of the same characters with the same name. So he has 2 Beast Tragic Heroes, 1 Beast Relentless. He exerts Alice, activating Curiouser and Curiouser. How many of the beasts are exerted?
3.
Correct. All the beasts would be exerted because they're all named Beast.
Yep. Cool.
All right, that is the last question. Guys did pretty well.
Can I do trivia this day?
No. Hey, baby girl.
So that was like the beginning of the trivia for the judges. So that's what they had to get to. So obviously a lot of thinking that you have to go through that. Additionally, when they're taking that quiz, they only have about 30 seconds to actually answer the question.
Oh, each one? That's fine.
So they have 30 seconds to answer each question. And then after that, there's an essay portion where they have to describe how they would handle certain situations. If you come over and people are saying, hey, this person didn't put cards underneath his deck, or this person didn't discard, or this person has the wrong amount of lore. A lot of questions around that you have to answer kind of more essay style.
In my opinion, the hardest one was probably the one with, what's it called? I forgot now. Prince John.
The Prince John and Tinkerbell one was...
No, that
Or no, the Tinkerbell, that one was tricky for me.
it was. Yeah.
There can be some tricky
And again, the
stuff in
whole
there.
New World and Prince John one was tricky too.
Yes, that problem was probably judged the wrong way a lot of times, I bet. So, okay, so that's the beginning of the judge questions that they had for like the Atlanta judges and a lot of the DLC judges over here. There's still no official judge program from Ravensburger, so it was just someone that kind of put this together, say, hey, we should test these guys out before we just set them loose, right? There is actually a judge program over in like France and Europe places, not because Ravensburger put it together, it's just that they've got some stuff together in those areas and they're just like, fine, you're not going to do it, we'll do it ourselves. Is basically like they have a whole league and a whole championship like just for that region that Ravensburger is affiliated with, so they've got all sorts of stuff over there. We don't have anything though. We just have hopefully some news coming sometime soon.
I hope.
All right, so let's move on to trivia.
It's trivia time!
That's why he doesn't have a mic.
Yeah. Okay, let's get started. What is Mowgli's nickname for Baloo in the Jungle Book from 1967?
Kid?
No, Mowgli's for Baloo. What is Mowgli called Baloo? Papa Bear?
Yeah, I think it's Papa Bear.
You are correct. Papa Bear.
I thought it was Bear.
All right, here's a
Bear,
classic
get
one.
over here.
Can't wait for this one in Lorcana. In the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, Who created the realms and brought the toys to life?
The Nutcracker.
Barbie.
The Rat King.
Clara's mother, Marie.
Is that true? In the actual
I don't know.
Nutcracker? I don't know.
In Jacques' Tale in Cinderella 2, what does the fairy...
Wait. Cinderella 2?
Yeah,
You glossed over that a little bit fast.
so I'm sorry.
Jacques'
In
Tale.
Jacques' Tale in Cinderella 2, what does the fairy godmother turn Jacques into?
A person.
A pumpkin.
A human. A prince.
It is a human.
Yay!
A pumpkin? That would be like a terrible movie. Oh, look, I made Jacques a pumpkin. Oh, look, I made a pie. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Stroke of midnight, that pie gets really messy. What soul number befriends Joe Gardner in the 2020 film Soul?
Sorry, say it again.
What soul
22.
number befriends Joe Gardner in the 2020 film Soul?
22.
24.
22.
I have a feeling why they named it 22. Because the year was 2022.
No, it was 2020.
What's it?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was like the 22nd Pixar movie.
I don't know, maybe.
All right. What is the name of the whale that swallows Pinocchio and
It's
Geppetto
Monstro.
in Pinocchio? Let me.
Monstro.
Monstro. Good job, Malcolm.
I got those things to hold me back.
I know that because
Yes,
he's in.
that's what Monstro sings.
He's
I got no strings to hold me back. That's what he sings. While he's
Wait, was
chomping
that
down.
it? Did we get them all right?
No, you did not get
the Nutcracker
the
one.
Nutcracker one.
Said Barbie.
Surprisingly, you are experts on Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Four Realms. Okay,
I can't wait
that
for-
will bring us to a close. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure going through this judge exam with everyone. There is a chance we don't record next week because Emmett has like Tech Week stuff next week for his next show.
All right.
So we might not get a chance to record. So if we don't, we will catch you the following week. Next weekend is also the start of Set Champs. So good luck for those playing in that first weekend. Going after that hero card. And I'm sure we're going to be hearing news about new cards coming up really soon.
I hope.
Has to. Like,
Yeah.
like at the end of May, and like next weekend is the beginning of May, and they've got to get them all out. So I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if we get cards this weekend at their event being renounced.
Sure.
Hopefully more than that. But at the very least, I wouldn't be surprised that we're going to get some cards. So those are all coming soon. We will talk to you all later. Please like, rate, follow, subscribe, comment, whatever way you choose to interact with anyone, choose to interact that way with us. You can email us questions at questlorequestions@gmail.com. Find us all over social media at QuestLorePod, on the Instagrams, the Twitters, the other places. I'm on Discord.
The other
If you
places.
see me talking on Discord, that's me.
How will they know it's you? Are you
my
on
name-
there as QuestLore?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's got a little symbol and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at you.
So go ahead and tell your Discord administrator about us, and anyone who you think would like the antics of small children. So once again, thank you so much.
actually
We
know
will-
the game.
We will see you guys next time on QuestLore.
Think of the